Are you running out of time on your 405 visas or whatever visas that you're on? Or maybe you have just realized that you're now over the age limit for your next visa and you're really stuck and you have no idea what to do, or even if you're accidentally overstay your visa and then you're really concerned of what you're going to do. But your partner, who's an Australian citizen, Australian permanent resident, or eligible New Zealand citizen is happy to help you out and how to actually get this across the line. Let's talk about partner visa. Hi guys, I'm Johnny. I'm a migration lawyer in Sydney and I post daily content TikTok, Instagram and YouTube shorts in order to help you to get PR faster. Now, let's talk about partner visa. Partner visa is basically what it means is if you have an Australian spouse or Australian de facto partner, even though same sex or not, they can sponsor you on a partner visa. There's a lot of small nitty-gritty requirements, so you got to really pay attention to it. But number one, no matter what, you got to prove that this relationship is genuine and ongoing and exclusive to others. When it comes to de facto partners, they would definitely need to prove that you guys are living together and then you are actually in a romantic relationship together. You can't, otherwise there will be like two roommates and then they're helping each other out. It doesn't work like that. So you got to make sure that you guys are living together and then you have all sorts of stuff to prove. For example, whether or not you guys share finance. This is the number one single most important evidence that you can provide, because roommates don't share finance, but de facto partners and husband and wife, they do. So get a joint bank account and actually put monies in there every month and actually spend the money in the joint bank account together. You buy coffee on this card and then she buys lipsticks, whatever, on that card. That works, all right? That works perfectly. And also you gotta have social proof as well. Like say you guys travel to Japan and then you guys hang out, or you guys from Colombia, for example, and then you guys travel back to Colombia together. These would help dramatically. Make sure you remember that you also have flight tickets showing that you guys travel out. You have a lot of pictures together, and then the best is across a longer time span. That would be fantastic. So make sure you remember to also take videos and take photos and then travel a bit, or maybe you can do some road trips and then that would work as well. Also, you got to have Australian citizens or permanent residents to vouch for you, to complete a character form to show that, hey, I actually know this guy for more than 12 months and they've been together throughout. So you need that in order to prove it. Also, you got to have shared living expenses. Like for example, all the bank account statements, they're posting to the same account, posting to the same address. You have phone bills or electricity bills or lease agreement together. Doesn't really have to be joint, because sometimes the lady, picked up the phone bills and then one phone bill has two phone numbers in there, or the guys got a lease agreement but the girls are living together and then share a bit of the rent. That works perfectly, so it doesn't matter on that. But when it comes to de facto partners, there's a 12 months requirement that you guys got to be living together for at least 12 months before you can apply, with one exception. If you manage to register your relationship in Australia, some state they can, some state you can't. If you manage to register a de facto relationship in Australia, then you'll be able to bypass the 12 months rule, even as a de facto partner. But you gotta make sure you read the fine print on the legal effect on registering you guys as a de facto partner, because there are legal implications in there. Like for example, property settlement if the relationship melts down. Another point that I want to make is if you don't have a valid visa, for example, you overstay your visa, then we enter into a Schedule 3 situation, which is you got, in addition to proof that you guys are in a de facto relationship or in a love relationship, you also got to prove that you have a compelling reason and compassionate reason for the department to allow you to apply and submit a partner visa onshore, and that's an additional bar to apply to get through. But of course, if you decided to depart Australia and apply offshore, then Schedule 3 does not apply. But if you apply onshore, then it applies. Then that additional layer of proof that you have to show. So I don't intend to go too deep in the Schedule 3 stuff because it's very complicated and highly technical, but that is some of the things that you got to bear in mind. In summary, you got to have a genuine, detailed, and consistent relationship evidence, and if you have that, that's the key to success. And also, there are additional requirements on the sponsor. The sponsor got to be a permanent resident. In their whole life, they can only sponsor maybe 3 people, 2 people, and then if they've reached out, then they can't. And then it also depends on the sponsors, how they get the permanent residency. If the sponsor got a permanent residency through partner visa, then there's additional layer of requirements. If your sponsor, for example, if the person that is sponsoring you on a partner visa, then you got to ask whether or not the person has sponsored anyone before, and then how did they get their permanent residency. If they got a permanent residency through skilled employment or a global talent visa or a refugee visa, that's fine. If they have sponsored one before, I think there's a particular time period that they're gonna wait until they can sponsor another one later on. So these are the stuff that you've got to really pay attention to. These things are extraordinarily important. Make sure you take note of that. And I hope it's helped. This is the whole content of today. Since you're here, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and then share with your friends. And you've got a question, pop in the comment section. And thank you so much for your time. That's the end of this episode. Follow me to get PR faster, and I'll see you in the next video.